Hey everyone, I'm back already. Sorry I've been gone. I just need to de-stress and focus on myself a little bit. And I still might need a little bit more time, so don't mind me if I'm a little bit quiet for the next week or so, or whenever I decide that I need a little bit of time to myself. It's just I got a lot on my mind between YouTube and TikTok and the course and Instagram and my own trading and so much more. And it's like, how much can one person do? How much can I put on my plate? There's so many things that I want to do. Maybe I'm going to need help one day, but as of now, I'm doing my best to do it all on my own. So be sure to support by liking, subscribe, share, comment, and checking out the course. And the course is like a college course for the stock market. I put everything in there that I think it's important for someone to know to be successful in the market, whether you're day trading, long-term investing, different strategies, technical analysis, and so much more. And I'm still adding stuff to it. So be sure to check that out in the links in the description. Now, let's get to the charts. So, of course, everyone wants to know about AMC. We had a rejection of this resistance area from 4 days back, or 4 or 5 days back on AMC, and the resistance was $60.62. Today we hit a high of $60.55. So we stopped just short of this resistance. And if you look on the weekly, now we have another lower high on the weekly. We had a lower high last week compared to the week before, and now we got another lower high this week compared to last week. That could change, obviously, because this week just started. So it's very possible for the bulls to break this resistance area from last week, which is just above $60, and then test the next resistance area, which is the all-time high of around $72.60. The all-time high is higher if you include the post and pre-market, but the all-time high on the daily candlestick is $72.62. So if we can break the high of last week, that's the next resistance that the bulls are going to be looking out for. If we can't, that's obviously going to be a negative sign. The bears definitely don't want that to happen, because if the bears let this resistance break, then it's pretty much clear skies up to $70 plus, and this upper Bollinger Band, which is right around the $70 mark. So bears definitely don't want to let that happen. And the higher this goes, it's like the higher it goes, because of course there's so many short positions, so many calls and stuff, and the gamma squeeze and all that stuff, which I don't know everything about, but I've looked into it, and it's quite mind-boggling if it ends up playing out that way. So anything is possible. I haven't seen anything of this magnitude before, especially on a company that shouldn't be worth anywhere near this much. I mean, really, in reality, a stock could be worth whatever you want it to be worth, but in reality, based on their financials, this stock should maybe be worth $2. Okay, and I say that because they're losing all kinds of money. They have all kinds of debt. They've done all kinds of dilution and so much more. So the stock should most definitely be worth a lot less than what it is. But it appears in 2021, stocks and cryptos and all this kind of stuff is worth whatever people want it to be worth. Nobody cares about fundamentals anymore. So anything is possible with AMC, but again, looking at that resistance from last week, that's a critical area to look at. We had a little bit of a volume spike today. Question is, can we get even higher volume tomorrow? If we can get higher volume tomorrow, then we can probably push past that resistance. If the volume dies down tomorrow, then probably the bulls won't have enough firepower to pass that resistance area tomorrow. So that's what we're looking out for. If we look on the hourly time frame, it's pretty healthy consolidation here. Could be a bull flag. So we're looking on the closer levels. We're got a few inside bars on the hourly. So we're looking at a resistance of around $58.91 and then $59.15 and supports of $57.80 and $57. I think a break of this candle right here, a few candles back on the hourly, or let's go back into the regular market hours, because we've got so many inside bars right here, all within the same range of this candle, which is $59.26 at the high and $56.50 at the low. I think a break of that range could signal the short-term direction. Take a look at BlackBerry. Not nearly as strong as AMC. Kind of disappointing me, to be honest. It's still holding the support area, which is a good sign. But right now we're just getting lower highs. High, low, lower high, slightly lower low, potentially another lower high here. We don't want a lower low as bulls over here. I exited my position right now. I don't like to hold on positions for long. Normally I'm a day trader. I get in and out. I don't do the diamond hand thing. I don't normally do that. I just watch it. When it looks like it's about to blow, I jump in. That's kind of how I operate. I'm not saying that's the way you should do it. That's just the way that I do it. And right now, at this moment, I'm not too confident because we're still below that red line. The red line is still acting as a resistance. If we open the day above that red line, then I would look for maybe a push. Now we got a higher low today compared to Friday. So that's something we're going to look out for. The low today was $13.81. So come the next day, tomorrow, we want to see bulls hold that level, $13.81. You can bottom fish around that level. And if bulls can hold that level, then they might get a nice push tomorrow. And we'd hopefully look for a higher high above $14.75 US. So keep in mind, this is the US ticker that I'm looking at when I'm looking at BlackBerry. Declining volume, which does show declining interest, but I bet a lot of people are watching it and just waiting for that signal to jump in. That's what's happening right now. So it's getting quiet down. The bears might think that, okay, we got the upper hand, and little do they know, any little spark of good news or catalyst or something could send this thing flying. But that might just be what it needs. It might need a catalyst, might need some news. Of course, we got the earnings coming up on June 24, but historically, BlackBerry hasn't performed that well on earnings. So I'd be a little bit iffy holding into earnings. Last earnings was not a good reaction as far as I can remember. Or at least the earnings from, I don't know what it was, January or something. Maybe it was December. I don't know the last earnings. Here it was. Right here is the last earnings. Tells you E. Not much of a reaction that day. Well, the next day it went down a little bit. Oh, there you go. This is the one I was talking about. Bad reaction over here. Dumped off that day. So, again, we saw potential here. And I was looking at this and I was thinking this could be a large cup and handle pattern. So BlackBerry still has a lot of potential. It's not that I don't believe. I believe not only do I see a lot of signs of high potential on the chart, but I believe in the company. I believe they have a future. I believe it's underpriced based on their future prospects. Because a lot of companies like CrowdStrike and a lot of other ones, they're so high priced. CrowdStrike is worth $50 billion. They have almost the same amount of revenue as BlackBerry. They're in the same business as BlackBerry. And they don't have a deal with Amazon like BlackBerry does. So why is CrowdStrike $50 billion and BlackBerry is only 8 or 9? There's a big difference there. I'm sure there's some dynamics and whatever involved, but anyways, I think BlackBerry should be worth more. I'm keeping an eye on this pattern. This could be a big cup and handle. So I'm not forgetting about this stock. I do think it has a lot of potential, but in the short term, it's a little bit quiet. So I'm just sitting out until I see the signal that says buy. So I'm waiting for that signal. So maybe I'll bottom fish tomorrow with a stop loss below today's low. And maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'll probably look for that. Now, Tesla, really a battle here. Bears really want to stop Tesla from breaking these highs not too long ago. I'm not going to talk about Tesla for long because I feel like nobody cares about the stock anymore. Not as many people anyways. It was a real hot stock before. I don't think it's the hot stock right now, but maybe it'll come back. It's showing some signs of momentum. Bulls are trying to get that higher high above this area. It's still a battle here. We had an upper wick of profit taking today. Clear resistance area over here. On the weekly chart, green line is resistance. This could be a little bear flag on the weekly. So I think bulls should still be cautious on Tesla. What the bulls need is a break above $635 or so around here. If bulls can break that area, then they can probably see a push to move upwards of the next clear resistance area on the weekly, which is in the 700s. If bulls can break this area, then they could officially start a new uptrend where you got a low, high, higher low, and higher high. As of now, it's a battle. We're seeing how it goes. Facebook was consolidating around the previous highs right here, consolidating right above it. Seems to have a breakout today. Broke the inside bars bullish. Now it's looking to test the all-time highs. Facebook is looking good overall. Beautiful chart overall, very bullish. And you look at Facebook and their revenue is very high. Their profits are very high. Their gross margins are very high. They have a lot of cash on hand. They have very little to no debts. They're very comparable to Google, and Google is $2,400 a share, which that doesn't really matter. It matters how many shares. But Google is worth $1.6 trillion. Facebook's worth just under $1 trillion. And they're very similar companies in terms of their business models and stuff. So I think Facebook is kind of underpriced, and it could catch up to Google in terms of market cap. And I do think Facebook is a good long-term investment, in my opinion. Amazon, it's been consolidating for so long around these areas. We had a double top, pulled back, tested the 50-week moving average. It's holding that as a support, as you could see, multiple times on several weeks in a row. It's holding this area. It's got the double bottom on the weekly now. Bulls want to push this up to test at all-time highs, whereas Amazon could maybe finally break out to higher highs. It's been consolidating for so long, all the way since back in July. It's been consolidating. So, are bulls finally ready to make a move? I think it's possible. Amazon's looking pretty good. A lot of these tech stocks are. Apple as well. I was looking at Apple and I had this big bearish head and shoulders potential pattern, but it's looking like it might be a failed pattern because we're bouncing off that area again. There wasn't a break. It's holding that line of support and it's looking quite bullish. Today was a big breakout day on Apple. You've had a triple bottom over here and a little bit of a cup and handle and a big breakout today. Apple is definitely in play right now, and we could be looking at upwards of this upper resistance line sometime in the summer, which is around $155. If the market stays bullish and this pattern follows through, I think Apple could see upwards of this $155 mark. That would be my target before the next round of consolidation. Roblox pulled back today. Some bad news came out. I think some music company or something trying to sue them. Keep an eye on this bottom over here, $86.80, and today's low as potential support. So you can bottom fish off of this support and this support with a stop loss below. And if it plays out and it ends up being a double bottom, you could see some nice gains because it was just recently $103. So people might take this as an opportunity. $87, so it was over $100 just last week. Roblox, still a hot stock, good company. You know, is this lawsuit going to destroy the company? I have my doubts. So it could be a good opportunity to keep an eye for an entry. But again, you want to see it hold these areas as a support. You can buy around there, put a stop loss below, and that's what's called bottom fishing. So those are some of the top stocks that we're looking at right now. Coinbase, another one I've been keeping an eye on. Looked like we had a breakout today, but what is clear is that we didn't break this high over here. So we got the double bottom. We had a bear flag, which was a failed bear flag, and failed bear patterns are bullish. So we had a nice bull move today, nearly 7%, but you want to see it break this area for follow through. The 20 EMA, this light aqua blue line, acted as a resistance today. I posted on my Instagram. I said $239 target because of this line, and it went directly there. I made a day trade. I took my profits right around that area and was a nice week maker for me in terms of profits. So now this area is in play. That's a critical resistance area to effectively consider this a double bottom on the weekly, because if we can't go much further, then this could just be a bear flag on the weekly on Coinbase. And obviously, that wouldn't be too nice for the bulls, as this stock has just got hammered and there's so much money sitting in the red. So it won't be an easy feat for it to go up. Crypto's really going to need to stay bullish in order for this thing to go higher. But again, what we're looking for tomorrow is, I would say, let's look on the shorter term time frames. You want to see it hold this support area. I'm going to say hold at least this level over here, $235. Bulls definitely want to see it hold that area, $235 mark. And want it to break the high of the post market of $240.19. So look at that as a potential resistance area tomorrow around the $240 mark. If bulls can pass that tomorrow, then they could potentially get follow through all the way to this upper Bollinger Band to test this high of around $250. If bulls can get follow through and break the high of today tomorrow. So that's what we're looking at. But again, we might be a little too far from the red line if we opened up here tomorrow. Bulls will really need to see that high volume. Crypto's going to really need to be bullish for this to push above this high and fill these gaps over here. So coin is potentially in play. Keep an eye on it. Again, you want to see it hold $235 and you want to see a break of $240 to see continuation, in my opinion. So I think those are some of the top hot stocks right now. A lot of stocks are in play. The bull market seems to be coming back with a vengeance right now because the market's been kind of dead for months. So maybe it's time that the bull market's coming back. The bulls are coming back. I think those are some of the top stocks that I wanted to look at and talk about today. I'll make more videos for crypto and stuff. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm going to leave it and end it here. Thanks for watching. Have a nice night.